All right, boys. The last big league of this starter squad series, whatever you want to call it, starter squad builders that we're doing on stream, obviously makes it to the YouTube, is going to be the Premier League. Now, I'm actually not excited about a Premier League starter squad because I feel like year in, year out, Premier League teams are so overpriced because everybody's a Premier League fan, or the majority of the footballing and Ultimate Team and FIFA audience are huge Premier League fans. I am as well, no doubt about it. So inevitably that brings a lot of eyes to the league, brings a lot of people buying players, buying their favorite teams players, buying just a whole bunch of players that they know that are good, and it does overprice a lot of the players, but I do find it'll be and I'm excited about the idea of trying to put together what I think will be a good starter team. So we're going to stay within that 50,000 coin price point for the Premier League and see how we go. Now, lately we've been starting at the back, working our way up. Ow, what is going on here? I'm getting crazy, like, pinch in my back for pain. Anyways, usually we start from the back and work our way up. This time we're actually going to start at the top and work our way down again for the 50K Premier League starter squad. We're going to be doing a whole bunch more of these. I am off from streaming and YouTube and stuff for a little while until the new game starts. So this will probably be the most content I'll be able to bring to you guys. Sporadically, I'll be trying to stream here and there and catching up with you guys where and when possible. But the schedule of doing 8 hours a day and whatnot probably won't be back until the launch of FC 24, of FIFA 24 is probably what I'm still going to call it, or Ultimate Team 24. On Wednesday, we think we're getting the web app. So we're going to try and have everything sorted out, business-wise, everything-wise, by next week, or by Wednesday, the 19th or the 20th or whatever, so we can get back, because the web app should be dropping on that day. So we're going to be starting, obviously, the main account, the pack spamming to build up to our Cruyff, the 2-hour-a-day road to glory. Obviously, I want to start it on the web app, as we always do. Traditional beginning of the Poor Man Road to Glory is always, the first episode is starting the account on the web app, trading, doing what we can. This year will be the 2-hour-a-day RTG, of course. So a lot of fun things coming up, but hopefully you guys are enjoying these one-off squad builders. So let's get into it here. I'm starting with a 4-2-3-1. Really, we're going to see what players we can choose from the Premier League setup, and then we'll adjust the formation to try and get as many of them as possible into full chemistry. So up top, obviously, we're not going to be able to spend the insane money on heroes or on Rashford or on Haaland or on Jesus, but then we immediately start getting into players that could be viable. I mean, first of all, an Alvarez looks exciting. I feel like a Nunez, even a Danjuma, might be a bit expensive to begin with. Do you guys not think? Darwin doesn't look amazing in game right now. The balance and agility are a bit of a joke, although to be fair, he does kind of fall over a lot, so maybe that is accurate, but the dribbling overall isn't great. The shooting is pretty decent, but the passing isn't great. So I think Darwin is both going to be expensive and not the best option to start with. I would love to go with someone like Danjuma, but genuinely, as we know with the Premier League squads, I feel like someone like Danjuma is going to be very expensive. Not to mention he's an Everton player, which is super gross, but I don't know. I'd love to use this guy, but I really, really, really believe that he's going to be a lot of money. He'd be the perfect starting striker, but I don't know. Maybe he won't be. Once again, the Premier League does have a lot of options. So could be interesting to go with. And the nice thing is he's a bit versatile. We can kind of move him anywhere to try and fit other players in the team. Could use him out wide with a Deadeye or a Maestro too. So he could be usable as a striker and out wide. Is Højlund in the setup yet? Oh, Raheem the Dream could be fun. I feel like Raheem Sterling, with the absolute nerfing of his card, will not be in a lot of people's most wanted squad setups, and I think he'll be very good. Might be a bit expensive for a outright starter, but an 83 rated Sterling could be fun as a creative cam. Tiny. Got pretty incredible dribbling. You give him maybe a Deadeye as a central cam. But Sterling has what, a 3-star weak foot or a 2-star weak foot? So that could be problematic. Yeah, that could be problematic. Using Ansu Fati out wide could be good as well. Yep. Okay, why don't we stick with Danjuma out wide? I'd love to use Mitoma, honestly. I feel like Mitoma is just going to be one of many That fraud Sinistera can absolutely get effed. Where's Matoma? There's Matoma. I think Matoma will be dirt cheap. I personally believe Matoma will be dirt cheap, and I think he's going to be incredible, man. 4-star, 4-star. You give him a Deadeye once he's got enough chem, of course. I think Matoma will be awesome and discard. I really do. And I mean, I kind of am a bit of a fanboy of Matoma, so why don't we stick with Matoma and Danjuma there in the starter setup? The right side is going to be, again, tough. Do we go with a Leon Bailey? That is crazy to me. I mean, maybe I'm biased, but what I've been watching from Almiron lately, I do not know how his card is this good. Almiron has fallen off the face of the earth. I wonder, do you think someone like Almiron would be expensive? As much as he probably doesn't deserve this card right now, off of his performances, I feel like he could be pretty damn good. So Almiron could be good, could be cheap. I need a left-footed attacker. I was thinking Bailey would be good too. 4-star, 3-star, slightly better. High-low work rates. Got all the pace in the world. Got pretty good starting shooting too, huh? So would do very, very well with a Maestro on full chem. Would do very well with a Maestro on full chem. Yeah, I think, I think Leon Bailey could be good. Bailey, Danjuma, Mitoma. What do you guys think? Hoyland, is he in the game? I know, well, he's not in the, they might still have him stuck in this area on this database for the time being. Yeah, so I'd put Leon on the left, in-game, and Mitoma on the right. Danjuma, as of right now, will be our starting striker, especially if I give him a Hawk or a Deadeye or something along those lines. Finisher, really, if we want him as a pure striker. I like the front three. Creative Cam. Do we go with Matters, or do you think he'll be expensive? 84 rated Madison. What do you think, guys? As like a marquee but budget starter player? Do you think someone like Madison will be... The FIFA community does overprice Premier League players, but also the FIFA community are a bunch of morons at times, and they'll see Matters' 71 pace, 66 sprint speed, and think he's crap. I'd be very tempted to use this. I feel like this Madison will be like 3 to 4K. I really think this Madison will fit into a starter squad for sure. I feel like a lot of people will just not use him because of the pace, or will not think to use him because maybe he's 84 rated and they think he'll be expensive. I do not think this guy will be expensive, which could leave us room for some top tier players. Centrally, I don't need pace. Out wide, having Bailey with a bit of pace and Mitoma with 84 pace, maybe I even give him a catalyst or something to give him even more pace. Out wide, the pace is going to be important no matter what formation you're using. But centrally, especially at the start of the year, pace is not that huge. Pace is not that huge. So I honestly think this is still a very cheap squad. Danjuma might be expensive. Outside of Danjuma, I think this is still going to be a relatively cheap squad. Now, the problem is, I think this is where things are going to get expensive. Because obviously, Tonali is going to be out of this world. I wonder if someone like Bentancur would be expensive. Look, talking about not needing a lot of pace, what about Palhinha? I guarantee you this Palhinha will be discard. Because, as always, the pace isn't perfect. I think Palhinha will be so good. And I believe he's going to be lengthy no matter what. So you can either go down the route, because he has really good, really good starting physicality and defending for the start of the game. You could kind of be a little bit cheesy and get a god tier DM and then actually make his pace even better with lengthy. Right? So when he gets full chem, he's going to be usable, man. His passing range is fantastic. Amazing defensive stats. Maybe not the best heading. Great composure. He's going to be a warrior, right? You're going to break up the play. Enzo as a DM? No, I'm not using Enzo as a DM. I think Palhinha would be a lot better as a DM. Isn't he low, high work rates too? No, medium high work rates. That's still great. Then as my box to box, I'd consider using Enzo, but then I think we'll need to switch up formations here, right? I feel like just because it's Enzo, I think he might be very expensive. Even though those stats don't look amazing, I feel like this card will be expensive. 3-star, 4-star, high work rates. I would love to have him as a box-to-box, but guys, come on. He's going to be a lot, right? What do you guys think? I feel like he'll be expensive, man. I love the idea of a Maestro too, because he's got very good physicality and defensive stats for a box-to-box, and then Maestro really boosts all of his long-range shooting and passing. So I'm going to keep Enzo in there. I just don't think he'll really fit a starter squad. I think he'll just take the price of the team above and beyond, unless I go with a really cheap backline. I don't think we have anything comparable last year to look at prices for Enzo. Do we have a card last year in the Prem that would have kind of fit Enzo's stats so we can look at a starter? Obviously Enzo didn't start in the Prem last year, right? As a really good card. Do we have a card in the Prem? Up to 20 to 25k maybe? I don't think he'll be 25k, bro. Again, you're stuck in FIFA 17 prices. I don't think he'll be anywhere near that within the first week of the game. I'm Nunez? Box to box? OTW? Oh, I mean, if he's OTW, does he have a chance to get an OTW? Wasn't Enzo in January? Didn't they buy him in January? Oh, never mind. Then we can't even use Enzo. Never mind. Yeah, if he's getting into an early promo, you can't use the card, man. The card will be extinct and so overpriced. It'd be the exact opposite of what you'd use for a starter team. I wouldn't mind Bissouma. I like what Bissouma's doing at Spurs, man. I just like in general what Spurs are doing. I think Bissouma would be fun. He just doesn't have the greatest shooting. And as always, my box-to-box mids get a lot of chances. A lot of chances. Damn, that might be a problem with it. Do you think someone like Bruno would be expensive? Again, I feel like Bruno's another player that isn't sexy enough at the start of the game to actually be expensive. The pace doesn't help him out. I think being that he's 84 rated, 84s are discard. They're like 2 to 3k at the start of the game. I'd think this Bruno card would be 5k max. High work rates. 3-star, 2-star is a problem, for sure. 3-star, 2-star is a problem. Definitely. You definitely want to work on the pace too. Because his dribbling and passing is so good. His close range dribbling and his agility in general. I mean, you could just go all in with an engine on him. How does that look? That agility is diabolical though. That agility is so terrible. Honestly, his passing is so good. I wonder what a finisher would look like for him. Long shots of 77, not ideal. Nah, Newman, your prices are so overblown. You genuinely think Bruno's going to be 10 to 20k after the first week? There's no chance. Unless he gets also a Nike promo or some sort of performance based so that the gold is not in packs. That's the only way he'll be 10 to 20k. There's no way this card will be 10 to 20k. I don't think so. Pace needs to be improved. I mean, as a box-to-box mid, yeah, I kind of do need pace to be better. I just don't know what I would give him. I don't know what I would give him, man. What about a Catalyst? Catalyst is not bad. Catalyst and full chem. 80 sprint speed, 77 acceleration. That's not bad. Catalyst is pretty decent. I mean, it makes him elite in terms of passing. Just average dribbling. But then again, box-to-box mids I don't need to dribble too much with him. He's high work rates. The other reason I think he's going to be cheap is also because that 2-star weak foot and the 2-star weak foot and pace is going to immediately turn off like 99% of FIFA rats. I honestly, once again, other than Danjuma, I do not think this team is expensive at all. I think this is a cheap as chips team. Madison, 3 to 4k max. Bruno, maybe 3 to 4k max. Palhinha, I would argue 1 to 2k max. I think Mitoma and Bailey probably 1 to 2k max. Danjuma 5 to 10k I could see, because that is a very, very good striker card. But this is well within the budget, and then if we're smart with the wing backs, I think this will definitely stay 50k. It's just what do we go with here? Henry is going to be overpriced because of the pace. But what about someone like Malacia? Van de Ven will be, I think, an amazing center back, but I think he just might be overpriced because he's in the Prem. Robinson has been made a gold. What about Robinson, guys? 76 rated. Give him a backbone, maybe even a powerhouse. What do you guys think? Robinson or Nuno, if he's even in the league, would be good. I don't know. I feel like this is all very, very good. Jelly, thank you, man. Mole, Big Tom, thank you guys for the resubs. Appreciate you so much.
Hey, man.
I don't know. I think Robinson would be better all around. Stats look a little bit better to me. My wingbacks tend to attack, so 45 shooting and 68 passing is terrible, though. But the options aren't much better unless you're willing to spend insane money. John Arne Rice is going to be so cracked. Bassi or Bassi for the silver team looks really good too. Yep. Godfrey is what? Is Godfrey a center back? Gvardiol center back? Gvardiol could be cheap. I know he's a new, hyped, super expensive transfer, but I think actually in game he might not be overly. I'm gonna go with Robinson. I'm gonna go with Robinson for now. I don't really know what I want to do with the wingbacks yet. Wan-Bissaka would be good. I'm kind of a little bit biased with Wan-Bissaka because we had him in PES 24 or eFootball 24. Wan-Bissaka was our first big pull, and he was so cracked. And that game is so manual too. Montiel could be good. Montiel, Bissaka weak physically, but otherwise. Pedro Porro would be amazing as an attacking-minded wingback, though. Do you guys think Pedro Porro would be expensive? I think he'd be the perfect wingback for me, for how I play the game. Give him an anchor? Or give him, I mean, if I can afford it, a shadow? I think Pedro Porro would be perfect. He's not going to be on a lot of people's radar again because people are sweats, so they'll be focusing on pace for a wing back. But dude, his split, like the shot power and long shots, he's gonna get into a couple of opportunities here. I wonder if I give him a catalyst, how he looks like. Oh my god, 97 crossing, 82 long passing, 82 curve. And he's got damn near in the 90s for pace with a catalyst. I like Pedro Porro a lot. I think that's a great shout. I think this is like a gentleman's starter squad. It's not just a team of all pace. It's got real quality players, proper players that, once again, I think at the start of the game when every FIFA sweat is rolling with like low rated cards that all are super high pace and nothing else, I think if you play tiki-taka, high attacking, high press, a team like this will bury most starter squads. I really do. And again, I would love to come back when the game actually is out and build this team and see how it plays after 5 games in Rivals. I really hope I remember to do that because I think that'd be so cool.
Can't wait to watch the grind begin again. Much love.
Let's go, Blakely. Appreciate you, man. And Hawkeye, thank you. I love it, man. I really do. Maybe we got to shift out Danjuma. Maybe Danjuma might be too much of a meta sweat, but we'll see. Let's see how the center backs look. Yeah, like Van Dijk, Varane, Saliba, obviously Company, the Butcher. I think even the Butcher will be expensive. Stones might be expensive. Konate will probably be expensive at the start. But again, if we're talking about good players that I think will go under the radar and not be overappreciated, someone like Nathan Ake and Gabriel, I can't see being expensive, guys. I really can't. And you guys know how much I love Nathan Ake. I don't see Nathan Ake being expensive, and he's got a pretty great card. I really think Nathan Ake, there's a couple of others, don't get me wrong, there are others. But for me, medium-high work rates, he's left-footed for that left center back role, he's got great dribbling stats and okay passing stats for center back. He's got pretty good balance in terms of his defending and whatnot. You probably would want to give him a anchor, because then you make him lengthy as well. An anchor takes him to length. Dude, nah, this Nathan Ake is going to be a beast. Guys, this Nathan Ake on an anchor is going to be nuts. 82 acceleration, 76 sprint speed, 6'2", lengthy, with 90 high 80s and 90s defensive stats and physical stats. You know what? Actually, I might have ruined it here. I wish I didn't show anybody. This Nathan Ake is going to be a god. He might be expensive then. I don't know. I think I'm still going to go with Nathan Ake. I think we can afford it. This doesn't look like a more than expensive 50k team. What do you guys think? Gvardiol, I think, is maybe more on people's radar. So I think Gvardiol might be overpriced. High work rates and left-footed, though, is not ideal. 4-star weak foot is nice. Nah, that's a good card. I think this card will be overpriced. I'm not going to go with Gvardiol. Even though I don't think he's any god level of card, I think he will be overpriced. Do you guys think someone like Konate will be expensive? You can play Shaw at center back. That's kind of hilarious. Pau Torres is very interesting. Gomez will probably be a bit overpriced. Van de Ven, I think, will be a bit overpriced. I wouldn't mind Konate. Do you guys think he'll be expensive? There's so many options, man. Timber looks like he'd be great. Yeah. The Dutch connection. Urian Timber looks like he'd be great. I'm so heartbroken that he got such a bad injury so early, man. What do you guys think? Urian Timber could be kind of sick. High medium work rates might be a bit problematic. High medium work rates might be a bit problematic though, especially with how aggressive I play offensively. I don't know about Timber. I think Konate might be expensive. I feel like you guys would really lose your mind if I went with a Konate. Romero or Konate? What would you... Damn, Konate is such a better card. Other than +2 on defending for Romero. 2 short center backs? I mean, Ake is 6'2", isn't he? Or is he 6 foot? Did it say 188? Oh no, 1.8. Oh, okay, so he's like 6 foot tall or like 5'11". Ah, good point. I probably want someone big next to him then too for the corners and whatnot. Although we will have Palinha for corners. He's a beast. What's Konate looking like in game? Oh my god, he's huge. Medium high work rates. I think Konate will be expensive. What are we thinking, guys? I feel like Konate will be more than I realize. He has a really... But, you know what's interesting? Might turn people off. Look at how horrible that pace split is. We might secretly be able to get Konate for near discard purely because that pace split is horrible. If we anticipate the play and don't get beat quickly on counters, that sprint speed is really good, though. I think he's lengthy no matter what chem style we use, too. Got really good defensive stats, so you could kind of cheat a little bit and give him a catalyst. 75 acceleration, 93 sprint speed. The defensive awareness of 80 is poor, though. No, I think he needs the defensive boost. Maybe Anchor's the play. Anchor, I mean, Shadow on starter teams is always stupid. You don't want to be burning that type of 5,000 coin value on a player like this that's going to be in your team for 1 or 2 weeks only. Yeah, I mean, I've got Ake. I'm not going to go with Van de Ven as well. Same type of player. I mean, honestly, guys, I don't know. I feel like Konate might not be too much. Let me look at Romero. Does he have a better pace split? I know that, I mean, he might have a horrible pace split too. See, no, he has a much better balanced pace split. Romero for sure will not be used by anybody. That's a guarantee. Damn, he looks really good on a basic too. Huh. Romero should have 99 aggression and 0 composure. Right, guys? If we're talking about his real-life performances lately. But Romero is a beast to me. Some Spurs fans have been telling me that he's crap. Every time I've watched him, Romero looks so good, but he's a lunatic. He's similar to that idiot at Man United from Ajax, Martinez. They're both psychos. They have just 0 composure. I think this Romero is going to be discard. On a balanced, he looks so good. 89 defensive awareness, 88 standing tackle, 85 strength, 72 and 73 for acceleration is good. I mean, it's the start of the game, so don't get me wrong. I think this, dude, I think this team is legit. I don't know in goal who I would go with. Again, I'll probably just go with anybody, really. I guarantee you Nick Pope or Ramsdale will be near discard. Damn, Ramsdale looks awesome. Although 87 kicking is a bit wasted, don't you guys think? Oh, Nana's a fraud. Lloris absolutely nerfed down to 83. But what I like about Lloris is his stat is kind of brought down because his kicking isn't amazing. Lloris could be a fun one. He might be a bit short, though. I'm not overly impressed by anybody. Prem goalkeepers outside of Allison. I seriously believe Martinez will be expensive. I wouldn't mind going with a Pope as well, but I think Pope will be expensive because he's the next best player from like really expensive goalkeepers and then into medium price goalkeepers. I think Nick Pope will push the price too much. I don't know who I would go with here, guys. No one looks particularly impressive at all. Maybe just go with a Leno. Discard Leno. Handling of 79 is a problem, so you'd probably want to give him a glove. Yeah, glove makes him pretty damn good. 94 handling, 90 diving. Okay, we'll go with a Leno. Glove kind of fixes him. So what do you guys think? To me, that's my 50K Premier League starter squad. I wouldn't be rolling your eyes at me if you think this team is going to be way above 50K. Remember, at the start of the game, 84s are not like 6K, 7K just because they're fodder. When they're fodder, they're 2 to 3K. And someone like Madison and Bruno, they have uncharacteristically low pace. And the FIFA community, especially at the start of the game, are ultra sweats. So I think the only player that really could shift up the price beyond reality or beyond viability is maybe Danjuma. Maybe Danjuma. Maybe Bruno and Danjuma, maybe. But I really think everyone else would be, even though Bailey has 90 pace, there's so many options out wide that I think he'll be 2 to 3K max. I think this is easily a 50K squad. If I had to take out some players, I'm not overly sold on Romero. I'd love to go with a Konate, but I think Konate is going to be expensive and his pace split isn't great. So I don't know. Gomez is going to be overpriced. What about Pau Torres? How's Pau Torres' split? I think he's left-footed, right? I don't like 2 left-footed players, though. Pau Torres won't work. I don't know, man. I think Romero might be the best option. I mean, I wouldn't mind going with Gvardiol, but I think Gvardiol and Konate are going to be overpriced. What about Benjamin White? I'd love to roll Benjamin White. I'm going Ben White. I changed my mind. Ben White looks cracked. Acceleration not ideal, so you'd probably want to slide a anchor on him, and then you get lengthy Ben White. I like Ben White. Ben White is what, 6 foot as well, though? He's almost 6'2". 6'1", 6'2". There we go. That's my 50K starter squad for the Prem, boys. I love it. And I don't think it'll be a dime over 45 to 50K. Even with Danjuma and Bruno in the setup. Bro, I'm so excited for FC 24. Please, can it be out right now?